How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Gagg Reel. I'm Clayton.
I'm Logan.
And
I'm Richard.
Yep. This is my brother. We have him on first guest. We didn't prep to do any of this either, so it's going to be touch and go. You just have to deal with it. But first guest, we got somebody else. You don't have to just look at us the whole time.
One person out of like 744 that actually had the courage to get behind a camera and let 10 to 14-ish people watch.
That's where we're just like, we're going to fill a whole wall, and we're just going to let him be the biggest name because everybody else wanted to back out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I still can't believe people are scared to let 10 people watch them, and 6 of them are you.
That's what I try to tell. I eventually try to get some like decently famous people on, but as for now, it's like we have 8 subscribers, and you're that nervous. That's not even a full crowd that you would give a classroom speech to, and you couldn't handle it.
Yeah. But courage is a thing you don't find very often anymore, apparently.
Well, I guess that's it. It works out. We got the guy who's not afraid to go exercise on Main Street.
Yeah.
You just like to draw a crowd.
Famous in our hometown.
Yeah.
I'm that good.
Yeah.
That guy.
And to say, if you think you know him, you've probably seen him. You just didn't know you seen him.
Now I get to be on there, and I appreciate you guys. You know what I mean? It's a big honor, especially to be the first one. You know? So, out in the streets, but now with you guys, so we boost it over.
He belongs to the streets.
Mm-hmm.
The streets.
Hey, no, there's
Yeah,
fucked
like
up
you
life, you know what I'm saying? You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
I-
you be careful over there. You know, I know some people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like 2.
Hey, they still people, alright?
It's like, it make it seem like we live in Compton.
Yeah, no.
Well, depending on what part of town you go to. It's like,
I mean,
as long as you stay towards the main road, you should be fine.
I
People
mean,
might throw
that
smoothies
is-
at you.
that is fair. There's like 2 roads here that I'm scared to physically park my truck.
If you remember when we lived over in the rougher part of town and you had the 4Runner, somebody took a full slushie, threw it on the side of his truck, and it just ate the paint off the door.
Mm-mm.
We did nothing to offend anybody. They were just like, hey, that's a cool car. What if it wasn't?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Same street, different scenario. What about the kid that ran into it with a bike?
You come driving, not paying attention, and just wheel first hits, drives
Yeah.
over it. That's
The bike, you know,
Someone earlier was like, Glenn, I hope you run into a parked car later. Next thing you know, there he
He's
is.
like, oh, that bastard.
That's what I told
Next
him.
time it's like, Glenn.
That's what I told him. He's like, I got out. He goes, I was ready to chase that kid down. I was like, I would have just got out, grabbed the bike, put it in the bed of the truck, and just left. And be like, this is my payment. This is mine now.
The greatest part of it was the whole, like, front wheel was just dented off shit. So he was pulling it away down the road. Oh, this
Nah, we
karma.
even, yeah.
That's what I was saying. I know you said people yell stuff at you. I don't know if anybody's like throwing anything to you. They try to
No.
throw like a McDonald's milkshake, and you just catch it like, thanks, I needed to carb up.
Yeah, like getting all sweaty.
Nah, if they're gonna do that, I root for like a water, you know what I mean? Protein shake. I appreciate it. I needed that. You know what I'm saying?
Or $1.
Or, hey, you know, hey, $1 works. You know what I'm saying?
Make it hail. I'll take
100,
it.
you know what I mean?
We'll get you a t-shirt that says make it hell. If you're gonna make it rain, just throw your pocket change. That's
I
more
mean,
extra. Like you're doing like up,
right.
down, penny.
You see
nickel.
me going home, my bandana's jangling on my head. Choo, 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 choo.
It's
Yeah, we did it
old-fashioned.
today, guys.
Got an old-fashioned samurai's coin sack tied to his belt. He's
Yeah,
just
like
like,
one of those,
here we go.
those
Gagg
old
Reels are gonna be
things.
proud of this. And let them know. Ching, ching, ching.
that's when you do exercises in there. We get merch made up. We're just gonna give it to you that way you can run around town and show everybody.
Hey, for
Try to make sure the
rest of
logo's in
them.
the middle, so when he inevitably cuts the nipples out.
They're right here. They'll always be right here.
We can get some bandanas made up, so it just says Gagg Reel right where the fold is.
You know, when you picked that shirt up earlier off the table, I thought it was a bandana.
Yeah, it's a really, really big bandana. I fit it perfectly.
And you cut perfect armholes and sleeves in it.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Yeah, I folded it like that actually. If you look in the back, there's like 9 knots.
And you're
Just
wasting
tying
your
them together.
talent on doing this. You turned a whole bandana into a
Dude,
brand.
that's when I brought the drip. I come here with the look.
He's killing
Cat, shut up.
Mom, we're trying to podcast. We don't want any pizza rolls.
Actually, I do.
it.
Sound good.
I've not eaten any of it.
No, we got some chicken nuggets for later.
Ooh, nuggies.
Yeah, we got after show snacks. What do you guys have?
Guys got any apples? Some bananas?
Hey, before that storm, I would have had all that
Oh,
stuff.
come on, man.
Fucking blame Mother Nature.
How about like a granola bar?
Yeah.
We got Gatorade Zero.
I'll take
You know,
it.
with that storm that
Liquid
went on, I turned in that insurance thing, and everybody told me to turn it in because like we lost like $300 worth of food. Right? You turn all that in. The guy came and they valued all my damages at $483. my trampoline was on top of the playground for the kids. All the poles are bending like this. Half my roof is like gone, just fucked, and like $300 worth of food. And I was like, where the fuck?
Because they told
I was trying to do the math with him. I was like, bruh, shingles are like so expensive. Fucking all that food, bruh. Like even half was like $200.
Caitlin's dad had like a receipt, just bought like $400 worth of meat to just stock out his freezer, and it went bad. He turned it into insurance. They were just like, we covered meat.
Yeah, and they're well. That's the other thing. She went through all that stuff. She's like, yeah, you had all this food and all this other stuff, and we're gone. We priced that at this much, and then she's like, oh yeah. Side note, we don't care because we don't cover it anyway. So
You should have told him that was your beloved pet cow, Steven, and he died.
they wouldn't have cared. All they would have said, all they would have said was rip, and that's it. That's all.
That's it. Maybe if you can get it under like a pet insurance, you just told him that was Spike. You see the guy, I had a Pomeranian that turned into like 30 pounds of steak.
Dang, that's an upgrade. It's worth about the same. I mean,
Well,
he shit and pissed all over my floor, so
I was just thinking,
cause damages and it equals out. Yeah.
well, you would think though, just like they would at least have like pet insurance of some sort.
I don't think
Just
so.
we could have told them like you could have laid all this. You could imagine unpackage it and just throw it in the yard. And you could have told him the tree limb hit, and it was like Minecraft. He just turned into. It's like I don't know what happened. I saw the tree limb hit. I heard and he just ended up.
No, I don't have the. We didn't have that insurance on Spike anymore.
I was gonna say I think they actually probably do have pet insurance because they have insurance for anything. You know what I mean? Listen, how would they pay this?
Before I had 3 children. Look what happened.
Yeah, now I have 2.5.
It's not cannibalism. It's just surviving.
I only have to pay insurance on 2.
Well, how would they prorate the half point there?
Well,
You have to prorate that because like it's a lump sum.
Is it an inside-outside count? These are factors that matter.
I was like, yeah, it was like a tornado came through here, man. My dog come out the window. We repaired it already, but he blew right out the window, and then the tree limb hit him midway through. And again, Minecraft noise, and we just heard, oh, we're like, oh no, where's Spike?
Yeah, and then just meat. We've seen this everywhere.
It's a trend nowadays. That's what I see. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, kind of amazed with all the trees out here that that's all that happened though.
Well, yeah, like my 3 big oak trees out here.
And so we had
Nothing
the
fell
neighbor.
from them.
We had a full Karen.
Who are you carrying Karen to?
Yeah, Karen experience. We were firing off the fireworks, and she came over the next day or 2 days.
The next day.
The next day, I was at work. I just happened to be on the phone with him, and she comes over, knocks, and goes, "Hey, you gonna clean that up, or do I need to call the cops?" It's like, what a way to answer the door. I would have just like shut it.
Well, no, hang on. She asked if I was going to clean it up today, and I said no. I have 2 kids. It's 110 degrees outside. And then she's like, well, I should have just called the cops on you guys last night when you guys were firing fireworks off at my tree.
Yeah,
I was like,
the same road we've
First
done fire over here. The same road we did them a couple years back.
Mm-hmm.
The lady that lives over there, I
the
don't know if she
lady
was over
that
there
owns
before.
the fucking fort over here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she come over and she said you were firing fireworks at my tree, and I was like, 1, it rained for like a week, everything's wet, and it doesn't catch fire. 2, we've used that road like 3 years straight to fire out fireworks, and you just now have a problem.
Alan didn't.
Well, that's what my thing was. I was like, it was the 4th of July.
Yeah.
I would have just offered him a beer and a hamburger.
Well, and then, like further, she comes over. She goes, "Yeah, you're gonna clean
Shredder?
up." She says, "Yeah, are you gonna clean up your yard?" Because we cleaned the street out because we had like 2 or 3 people come kick everything over into the yard, and she's, "You gonna clean that up?" He lives outside city limits, so there's no rules on needing it by a certain time period. And I told her, I was like, "You should have let her and just left it, because even if she turned it into the city, you had like a month before anybody shows up, and it would have just been decayed by then."
Well, yeah, and then all they do is put a little pink sticker on it.
Is it you gonna come knock on your door and be like, "Hey, you should clean that up"?
I should know. They did it to the neighbors over there.
Yeah.
If you ever watch this, that's fucking great.
But yeah, we
Unless
had
it's like a dune buggy,
we get
a
the-
truck, another truck, a semi. All that shit was out there in their yard.
Mm.
Gone.
yeah we got
Vanished
the
overnight. I was like, how do you move that many vehicles and there's 2 of you?
Yeah.
There's some foul play going on somewhere.
Something's definitely happening.
this was just first Karen experience, so I can't wait till we have like some outdoor video ideas and we have to go use the side yard, and she just comes over and just goes, "Yeah, hey, you can't do that." And like, that's crazy. I didn't know you paid the mortgage here.
If so, you owe me a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and rub my bare ass on her.
Yeah, you should go tell her
fence.
you really need your monthly lease fee for that yard that she very clearly owns.
Yeah. Well, then I really wish I would have thought about it after the fact when she said I was aiming it at her tree. I should like, you should just move the tree.
She just ran out and started getting.
It's obvious what the problem here is. It's obviously your tree.
If you wouldn't have planted it,
I know a good company if you need it.
That's pretty bad. You've had that in the way for like 50 years now. It's just an eyesore.
That's what I was trying to do. I just kind of make fun of the situation like this.
I thought he was gonna go ballistic because like just the way she came at him sideways, but she comes and knocks on the door. Cause she's like, "Who's here?" And I just hear her go, "You gonna clean that up?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" And there's a trash can over there at the time, full. Lid won't shut, full. And she's like, "You're gonna fill it." And he actually just looks at her. He goes, "Can I use your dumpster for it?" And she was like, "No." And he was like, "Well, then it'll wait until trash comes." He's like, "What do you want me to do? The trash can's full. You want me to empty it and then refill it with the other trash?"
You gotta empty it, repack it neatly.
That's what when she wanted. You should have went out there. Like if you didn't have the girl, she just went out, pushed it over, like lifted it off of it, threw the other trash in there, and just be like, "Yeah, it's good. It's good. We're all right."
Or wheel it over to her house, dumped it in the fucking yard.
Does she have the same trash can as you?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you should have just like been like, "Oh yeah, I could get it," and then wait till she went in her house, just followed her over, so you know she's like trying to get through, and just went and grabbed hers. And she's like, "Hey, you spotted." Like, I don't know. I picked up all that trash you were talking about.
Yeah, they don't put serial numbers on trash cans. You can't prove it.
Man, we didn't have that big of a fireworks show. It's just that was it, a little bit.
Yeah,
that was like sparklers.
You can't. I know you can't track a
snakes. I think.
I know you can't track a trash can because we had some of our neighbors between me and you stole our trash can. So like our second one we got delivered, I go right on it in Sharpie our address, and then it's gone again. And I was like, "What is happening? I've been here for like 6 months. Nothing's went on. Where'd my trash can go?" So I go walking through the alleyway. I was like, maybe. And I see one that's just like a real suspicious turn to where you couldn't see the side that I wrote on. I was like, that's an odd way, because the way they had like the lid opens from the house, and I was like, that's just not a way you leave a trash can.
On the handle, they taped a piece of paper on there that says, "I actually live at yada yada," and put your address.
Yeah, that's
20.
Well, it's just like nobody. It's just generally not a way you would say your trash can. It just looked out of place. So I was like, hold on, let me go. Like, dang, that's crazy. Your number's about 5 higher than this, and off a different street. So I just yell as I grab it, and I was like, "Quit taking my shit!"
Well,
as I just leave.
That's where you guys get the benefit, though. You just pay a trash bill, whereas I pay the bill, and if I miss it, nah, they fuck that trash. They don't care.
I'm like,
there you go.
I got. I'm living large right now because I got 3 trash cans.
Yeah, 3 trash cans. That's bougie.
The neighbor is next door. I'm gone.
They charged me $100 for the barrel.
We called and got a second one, and then there's
we live in a duplex, and we're not even. We live in a duplex and don't even have to go.
Lucky, I know I'm throwing away trash later.
Well, we also have the new house.
Wait till trash day.
The new house where they
2 of them full. I told you I'm throwing a lot of.
Where they renovated the one on the corner there. They keep moving the trash can over because it sets over on the little part like city owned part, and they just keep pushing it over into the yard. They're even like lifting it up the thing and bringing it to the window, and I'm like, it's a duplex. I can't do that. That guy behind me needs to use it too. So I just every Friday I wake up. Apparently they get up at 6:30 because I'm up at 7:30. And it's just outside the window. I'm like, at this point, I'm tired of pushing it over every Friday. So I'm just going to leave it there. That way I have less to walk, and then I'll push it over. It's like they got what they wanted, but I was like, at least you quit stealing it.
See, so for ours, you know how like you can get a spare trash can, or barrel, whatever the fuck you want to call them?
Yeah.
For you guys, I can't. They told me no. And I'm like, yeah, but if you have extra, you can put it on the side of the trash, and it's only $10 to pick it up.
You see, I think we have
Only?
I think we have to pay.
I pay $100 a month for your trash.
I think we have to pay more a month for trash cans. That's why we only have the one. But like, it's funny because Caitlin looked it up, and I think like legally, since there's 2, they have to give us 2 trash cans. But we just learned we live next to another apartment complex, and they have an actual dumpster back there. So the neighbor behind us just thinks that's theirs, and I'm not about to tell them differently.
What really happened? I got 3 is I just said, can't beat them. Join them, so I just started taking everybody.
That's where my first trash can went. He was just
now
he's
got
like, wait a
one.
minute, I know him. I'm just gonna borrow it.
Yeah.
And then he forgot. By the time he brought it back, he just forgot to tell me, and there was already another one. He was like, "Oh, well."
See, Dirk's
Problem
already
solved
upset,
itself.
so here's the one of my God, because I was like, he gonna blame me. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I just took off running, you know what I mean? I knew he knew something about the lid, so I took that off and I threw it. I was like,
He's over here hearing me yelling about the trash can. He goes, "Oh, that message never sent." Oh God.
winning. He just dropped the trash in there.
Oh.
Alright, so I still think we gotta ask him what his or what came up with the idea to do his videos that he has.
I mean, that.
Did somebody piss you off one day?
I mean, well, life pisses me off every day, but no, I did it because exactly that, you know what I mean? Like, I always just had a bad temper, you know what I mean? And for one, it's a way to get it out, and two, I want to have fun. I like to have fun with it, you know what I mean? You can dance, you can exercise, you know what I mean? We run hard, we're gonna have a good time, you know what I mean? Like, that's the point. When you go exercise, it's supposed to be fun, no matter what type you're doing, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be fun. If it ain't fun, you ain't gonna want to go. You know what I mean?
You don't want to go again.
Right. That's what I said. You might pull up and just be sitting there for 20,
And like,
30,
man, this sucks.
45 minutes. You know what I mean? Then you're like, all right. And then I mean, you get a good workout, but that's the thing. I'm not gonna give you that time. We're gonna run. We're gonna do some side to sides. We're gonna dance a little bit. You know what I mean? We're gonna vibe a little bit. We're gonna have a good time. And when we get to our end point, we're gonna hit it real hard with 3 quick sets of 10. You know what I mean? Maybe 11. Because mama didn't raise no bitch. I mean, you know that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm that guy. You know what I mean? So,
Shout out to you, Mom.
Right. Love you. And you too, Kylie. Don't be getting, you know what I'm saying? But,
Yeah, she don't watch. I try to get her on here too. She's nicer.
she used to not watch. No, anyways. No, but yeah, I mean, it seems silly and people see different things, but when I'm doing it, you know what I mean? I'm in my earbuds, you know what I mean? I got the music
give a shit
playing.
what they think.
Right, exactly. That's my point. Like, it doesn't matter. Like I said in a couple of my videos.
It's actually
When you,
pretty cool to see too.
Yeah.
I see it all the time.
That's why I said, go ahead.
Well, so you had a little bit of like Facebook fame beyond just our hometown. Before, when we lived somewhere else, we didn't have exercise equipment or any spare cash for it, so he just found a log. Somebody just let him take it, and he carried it around. Became the log walker. Became one of those like hometown hero bits. And then you had the 50-50. Everybody would like cheer, yell, you know, have a Gatorade, and then you had the other people come up and be like, "Oh yeah, you seen him?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's my brother." Like, "Is he on drugs?" I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Did you exercise today?" Like, did you? They're like, "Well, no." I'm like, "He did." So the way I see it, think what you want to think, but at the end of the day, that he's gonna bench press you. So, and it's like he's having a good time with it.
Yeah, and that's the point. You know what I mean? Like I said, I seem crazy or whatever, but you know, it's the point of having fun. You know what I mean? Where else can you say that you can go and be that? You know what I mean? When you go to work, do you dance? Do you sing? Do you get the just kind of let loose? No, because you look okay, right? So if you go to the gym when you're sitting there working out and you're busting out sets. Are you dancing? Or are you vibing a little bit? I mean, yeah, you got your little bit of heavy metal sometimes. You're like, all right, I got a couple more, sure, but. What if you cut that the whole time? You know what I mean? Like,
well, not only that, you gotta think cost-wise.
Yeah.
When you go around and find a cinder block somebody left out in their front yard they don't want anymore, and that's your exercise, you're not paying $10, $20, $30 a month, and he ain't gotta pay for the premium for a tanning bed because he's out in the blistering sun.
Right. I mean, you know, and on top of that, you can't just, like back in the day, a lot of people, you'd see them working on school playgrounds, different things.
Right.
You can't just do that nowadays,
right.
Especially if you look like, you know what I mean? Someone like me that look bad, but they're just like, you playing basketball or
actively,
you know,
have
like,
your daughter follow you around just so you don't end up on a list.
Right, that's what I said. I'm gonna go over and do some abs. You go down the slide, baby. You know what I mean? Like that's still weird. You know what I mean? So you can't just do that. But why can't you just take anything? Like I said, like you said, I've even done a cinder block before. I lay down on the bench, do some up. Right. You can literally take anything, make it something. Benches, you can jump up on them like you're using a box. Here's the thing: I'm not a professional. I'm not trained in that sense. But at the same time, I'm not a dummy. You know what I mean? This is what I've done for years. So, like, I can't guarantee you're going to get the hugest muscle, but if you know, want to lose some weight, have fun, and then no matter what the reason. Right, that's what I said, no matter what the reason. You know what I mean? Just to be able to let loose and be yourself, you know what I mean? No matter, people are going to say stuff no matter what, you know what I mean? So,
Well, then you got the people who don't believe you regardless. They just want to hit you with like, oh, it's some crazy hobo. It's like, well, to be fair, this one's over here working out. If you go about 2 blocks that way, that guy's on a walker now because he just sat on the bench for too long.
That's what I said.
Because we got the other hometown heroes we live near. They just go something. I saw him on a walker the other day, and I was like, man, he really reaching for the dollars. That man ain't been on a walker for the last 3 years I've been coming through here. But now he's like, ah, man, times are getting tough. Break it out. Get the cane.
Yeah, he needs that extra money for what are they called? Like sympathy tips?
No, they're absolutely homeless. So they're like every day, start to finish, they're on that bench. But I'm like, I've never actually seen them ask anybody for anything. They just sit there. People, they'll go get like $1 Speedway coffee, and they just sit on the corner. And he's got a best friend. Like there's 2 of them. They just go sit on the bench. I was like, they could be like a movie one day. We're gonna watch it.
If you're homeless, you might as well be homeless with your homie, right?
That's what I say.
It's one of those things. Like that drives me insane. It's just like you got people like you guys. You could use a little bit of sponsorship. You know what I mean? I could use a few dollars. You know what I mean? Everybody sees us doing our thing and laughing and having a good time and everything. But who gets the winnings of the day? You know what I'm saying? So
There's
a couple extra $5. You know what I'm saying?
I saw a family at Walmart today as I was coming home. They're definitely like they're there like every weekend, and they have like fold out chairs. They're wearing like new clothes. I was like, man, you guys are pretty bad. He's got a sign that says has 4 kids. I was like, I can see them. You pulled them out of school for this.
That's what you said though. You know, bringing a little, you know.
Well, that's how I was like, look at
the string there.
I will give them. I've seen them in other places, and I will give them towards the effort that at least at the other places, they're the ones that sit out in front of like the Hobby Lobby and they play like the violin to like the music. So like at least they're doing street performing.
They're providing a service.
That's not like if you had the other people out there doing something of sorts, like how it used to be back in the day when it was like self-pump gas, or before self-pump gas, I guess rather, when they go, I'll clean your windshield for $5. At least you offer to do something. I mean, if you're gonna like ask for money, at least like the will work for food. It ain't that anymore. It's just like, hey, can I get a cheeseburger?
Yeah, it's like, hey, can I get $1? I need a double.
Yeah, that's.
Or a McChicken.
You got like the TikTok celebrities of hobos nowadays. They're just like, oof, you want me to like mow your lawn?
Yeah,
I'll get sweaty, and then my sign might blow away. Like I gotta save this spot. If I leave, Greg comes in at 4.
Yeah, we have a sign up sheet. Like, all right, Greg gets it at 4. I get it at 6. Tom gets it at 8.
Some guy at the Walmart's just going, I need $10 sign up spots, and he's like, I have no ownership of that, but I've made $100 this week.
Hey, I know what I'm doing.
He's over there, just tape it to the stop sign. You just like sign up, $10 entry fee in the box, just a lockbox.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna park my truck on their spot. Like, if you want me to move it, it's $10, but I will be back in an hour.
Just like a mafia paid protection for hobos. Like, yeah, that's a land.
You guys know this is my corner, all right? I let you stay here. Okay?
Yeah, I don't
because you don't think there's 10 lot lizards that have been trying to work this corner for all those semis. This is a Walmart. All right, this ain't no
traffic area.
This ain't no Kroger's. This is high quality traffic.
You think you can just have kids in control, you know, anywhere around here? Okay.
No.
He's a little Timmy up the street. He's got a lemonade stand. He said 15% if I let him have this spot. What are you offering?
I'll push his ass all the way over here.
That's what it's done with your video that you sent me the other day when you said you weren't sure about it. That's why I told you just post it anyway. Because I was like, it does hit me with the irony that you were nervous about posting. You were like, man, I feel like I did a little much or something. I was like, did you not see the 700 cars behind you? You were in the main road that runs through town that all the traffic that comes through here sees.
Had more viewers right there than we will have.
Right, but here's the thing. Most of the time, obviously, I'm the only one doing it. So none of those viewers, whether they're enjoying it, hating it, whatever it is, I don't know because I'm in. You know what I mean? I'm in here. I'm thinking about this, what I'm doing, thinking about this, how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? Like what's hurting, what's not. Like I'm in workout mode. You know what I mean? Like I'm not worried about. But then when you actually have to take the time and you know that like. They're gonna see you now, like they're gonna know. They're gonna, you know what I mean? Like it's official. It's, you know what I mean? Like you can't. I mean, you can take it back, but you can't take it back. You know?
Well, that's what we told his sister
with you guys. You decide. You just.
His sister was like, I wish I had the confidence to do what you guys were doing. I was like, we didn't either. It took us 2 hours to start it, and we eventually just hit play accidentally at that. And then we just talked. And the first one sucked. We even like heard it from friends of ours. We told we want feedback, and they were like, it was all over the place.
Yeah, if you're watching this, You're fired Monday.
But like,
No,
it got
don't
better.
Come in Monday, no.
But like I say, like
You're
even
still fired.
hit him with a little narcissism. I was telling them before the show that I was watching our first episode, whatever you want to call it, and I was just looking to make sure it all came out smooth. And the next thing I know, it was a half an hour. I will put it back.
It bothers me that it's in the picture.
I was watching with Dad earlier because I was showing, obviously I showed Dad why I was there or whatever, and so he was like sitting watching with me. It was pretty comical. I liked it. I said that's why I was excited to be on here because I liked it. I liked the idea, like the premise.
So it was all the people that like we mentioned the idea, and they were like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome," and then we did it, and then almost every person that did that was like, "Well, I think." Like we had one person
had ideas to fix it.
Like,
well, one person I don't even remember who it was. Was it Brody? Was like very spit. He was like, "Well, I think you should have just did voice and not did camera." And I was like, "That's what everybody we know does. We wanted to be different. Every single person we know does a podcast, and that's why I said it's hard for us to call this a podcast because we're doing all of this stuff and we have plans to do other activities."
Marcus says it's a podcast because we sit here and talk about stupid random shit.
But either way,
he said that's what he does on his, and it's a podcast.
Does he do it on camera?
I still feel like
that was my thing of the difference. Was
but
the camera.
He said the definition of a podcast is talking about random shit with a friend.
Well,
so you're telling me what I do in the truck with you and Brody and stuff? That's a podcast, just not on record.
Yeah. Well,
so get us a big neon sign that says "on air" on the rear end of it.
We were telling him though, he was like, "You should have just did voice," and he goes, "Well, cool thing is, since we registered as a podcast on YouTube, we're on YouTube Music. So whenever you go play it through there, you can hear only our voice. So if you're
curious,
if you're driving or working out or what have you, you guys can still hear us."
That's a neat thing.
I'm like you though. I like the idea of the body and stuff. I mean, at times it's a little, because but at the same time, like that's what part of makes, because then you get to keep rolling and get to laugh.
So
you know what I mean?
You got
right. It's character.
You got your big
everybody know everybody.
Celebrity podcasts that do just them sitting around talking, headphones on, and all that, and they're fancy. But we had plans to stretch it into further content of doing stuff using the table and actually doing activities while we're talking. So we're not just sitting here doing this and trying to play tic-tac-toe on the table.
Rich should come for Chinese candy tasting.
Yeah, we're gonna do like candy tasting. I told him we should do kind of like an Olympics of me and him of those like children's board games, like Don't Spill the Beans, and we just one-on-one and see who can win the most.
Yeah, we pick like 10.
Yeah.
We're just like, whoever can hit 6.
Okay.
But we got a big book of ideas. We've just been throwing just ideas of anything we can do futurely with it. We just haven't made it that far yet.
I feel like one of us is going to be overly great at those games, so it's going to be just a quick 6 and you're done. You're like, well, that was the worst 20 minutes of my life.
We were like, we were talking about it.
Nothing.
We were talking about it on yesterday's recording. I think it was yesterday's recording. We were talking about doing board game streams eventually, like trying to maybe. We were talking to get like a monitor in here, to where you could see the comments on, and then do like an overview shot of that table, to where we can get a couple people in, play like the Settlers of Catan. Since we play Magic, Monopoly, like it was anything that we can get a group game going. I was like, I'll play Sorry on camera if enough people come chat. But
I'm
like,
a slumlord of Monopoly.
We got to get enough people that are going to be in the live stream was our thing. So it's kind of like a hit a big number of subscribers, so we just know we're gonna at least have like 3 people that are talking the whole time, and it's not just us going, all right, I'm gonna buy the boardwalk.
It's just not guys' night with a camera. Then it sounds like a lot more than just guys' night. You know what I'm saying?
All right, guys, you told me this was gonna be different. All right.
It's like, all right. I thought clothing was supposed to be on.
All right, boys, time for strip. Sorry. He goes, oh, sorry. Take that sock off, brother.
What happens if you gotta go like backwards or something? You have to put something back on.
Yeah, in reverse. Oh,
every one of the pegs you get into the home, you got to put your shirt back on.
Right.
Each time you get sorry, and no, socks are one entity, not separate.
Right.
Dang it.
Yeah, make sure and specify.
Yeah, I was gonna put on 12 pairs of socks.
This joke's on you. I brought every pair of underwear I own.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so that's not a bulge. You're really not.
Trying to get to the area.
I'm trying to.
Waddling.
Okay, we're getting closer to it.
We got a minute left.
But yeah, that's it. It flies by. You don't realize we're chatting it up and then we look. But
you get talking. It's easy.
here's our moment of awkward silence for the video. Everybody was thirsty. I can't drink mine. Logan took it away.
You're a crybaby.
Thank you.
Jesus. I just don't like the. It's
I
here.
couldn't help it. Alright, it's not my fault.
But he just don't let me say. I had a Mountain Dew yesterday, and he refused to let me have it on the table.
Drinks are fine, just not in the viewing range.
No,
Well, it's not right here, Mike Wazowski.
It's right.
Like, look, I finally made it. Thank you.
Mike Wazowski. Mike Warehouski.
All right. Well, I think we'd probably be good to wrap it up for this one.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Well, as per usual for every video, don't forget to go follow us. Like, subscribe to this channel. Go over, got Gaming Gets as well. He'll have stuff eventually. It ain't there yet. He'd be making videos, but I don't think he's got any big platforms yet.
Nope, I don't have much set up.
I'd say his will be motivational exercise tips, stuff for anything of that sort. So if you're wanting to get fit and have somebody cheering you on the whole way or screaming at you like a drill sergeant, I don't know if he's doing both, one, other, but
One may turn you on.
it's it. Gaming Gets, Gagg Reel.
Well, you know what I mean? You got to have different exercise times. That's what you get.
But
no, this is yoga class, guys. You want the next house over.
hot yogas on Thursdays. But yeah, Gaming Gets,
Like tea. No, I'm just kidding.
Gaming Gets, Gagg Reel. Follow us on everything, and I think that'll be it for this one. And we'll see you in the next one. So bye.